Bob Moore was born in 1929 in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and became a trailblazer in the world of jazz, known for her contributions as a bassist and her pioneering efforts in an era when women were often excluded from the genre. Her love for music began at an early age, influenced by her family's appreciation for the arts. Her initial exposure to jazz came from local radio broadcasts and the vibrant musical scene in Minneapolis. This sparked an early interest in instruments, and it wasn't long before she gravitated toward the bass, an instrument not commonly played by women at the time. Bob's musical education was largely self-taught, as formal training was often unavailable to women musicians. She initially learned the basics of the instrument through trial and error, before refining her technique through local jazz bands. Over time, she developed a distinctive style, blending classical music with the improvisational freedoms of jazz. Her skill earned her a reputation within the Minneapolis music community, and she quickly became known as a bassist with both technical prowess and emotional depth. In the mid-1950s, Bob Moore moved to New York City, the epicenter of jazz. There, she was determined to make a name for herself among some of the greatest musicians of the era. The jazz scene in New York was competitive, but Moore's talent and resilience stood out. She became a sought-after session musician, contributing to recordings for prominent jazz figures, though often under the radar, as many female musicians were not given the same recognition as their male counterparts. Throughout the 1960s, Bob Moore's work continued to evolve. She was known for her powerful but nuanced bass lines, which were often the backbone of the ensembles she played with. Her ability to interact with other musicians in an improvisational setting set her apart, and her contributions to the genre were increasingly recognized by fellow musicians, though not widely by the public at large. Moore's playing was characterized by its complexity and emotive quality, allowing her to carve a niche in a male-dominated space. One of the most notable aspects of her career was her role as a mentor to younger musicians. She frequently collaborated with up-and-coming artists, offering guidance and support to many who would later become influential figures in jazz. Despite the obstacles she faced as a woman in a male-dominated industry, Bob Moore's passion for jazz remained undiminished, and her contributions helped shape the development of the genre, particularly for women musicians. As the decades passed, Moore's work began to garner more attention from jazz historians and aficionados who recognized her unique contributions to the genre. Though she never achieved the fame of some of her contemporaries, she remains a respected figure in the jazz world for her innovation and dedication. Bob Moore's career is a testament to her resilience and determination in a male-dominated field, and her legacy continues to inspire musicians, especially women, who see her as a symbol of breaking barriers and following one's passion against the odds. She passed away in 2011, but Bob Moore's impact on jazz continues to be felt today. She was not just a bassist, but a woman who changed the landscape of jazz through her talent, perseverance, and dedication to the music. Her story is a powerful reminder of the importance of representation, the power of individual perseverance, and the enduring influence of jazz. Bob Moore's contributions to the world of jazz extended beyond her instrumental skills. She was deeply involved in the cultural and social movements of her time, which shaped the jazz scene and its evolution. Throughout the years, she maintained a strong commitment to fostering greater inclusivity in the arts, particularly for women musicians. Moore's presence in the music world during a time when female musicians faced numerous barriers provided a model of empowerment for many who followed in her footsteps. Her performances were characterized by a blend of technical mastery and a unique personal touch. While many musicians focused on the technical aspects of playing, Moore was known for her ability to tell a story through her bass lines, evoking a range of emotions from joy to melancholy. This made her an essential figure in both live performances and studio recordings. As a sideman, she had a special way of complementing the lead instruments, supporting the melody with her rich, resonant sound and elevating the overall energy of the music. Despite the challenges she faced in the music industry, Moore's resilience shone through, and her reputation as a musician continued to grow. She was involved in a number of collaborations with jazz legends, including some of the most influential figures in the genre. Her ability to adapt to different musical styles, from bebop to modal jazz, demonstrated the versatility that would become a hallmark of her career. She was not confined to a particular subgenre of jazz, but instead explored various facets of the art form, often pushing boundaries while staying true to her own voice. In the late stages of her career, Moore became more reflective of her contributions to the genre. She expressed gratitude for the path that had led her through the highs and lows of the music business, and was content knowing that her music would live on. Even after her passing, her legacy has inspired countless musicians who admire her artistry and her determination to succeed in an industry that often overlooked women. Today, Bobbe Moore is remembered not only for her mastery of the bass, but for her role in breaking barriers for women in jazz. Her story serves as a powerful example of perseverance and passion in the face of adversity. She is often cited by jazz educators as an influential figure who shaped the development of modern jazz, and whose influence continues to inspire new generations of musicians. Through her pioneering work, Bobbe Moore carved out a space for women in jazz, leaving an indelible mark on the history of the genre.